Welcome back to the channel and to the first video of 2025. I for one have an awful lot planned, as well as trying to put out weekly videos of basically everything that I'm doing here in the unit. It's a cold one here in Ireland at the moment. We've had a lot of snow lately, but we're going to crack on anyway and get the work done. I have a few bits I want to show you before we start working. As you can see here, I got the Integra wheels back from being resprayed. They're a little bit dusty at the moment, but I'm going to clean them up and give them a ceramic coating to protect them, and then when I get time I'm going to put tyres on them as well. Over here we have the new crash bar for the Integra. It's from Mayhem Metalworks. As you can see, it's a lot stronger than the original ones, and I can still mount the top bumper support bar to it, so that'll be going on the car soon. I bought this Bomag roller as well. It needs a little bit of work, such as painting, new seat, get the vibrator working in it, just a few little bits. But once that's done, I will be hiring it out, so just another side hustle to make a bit of money. And then over here I have a trailer in for a little bit of work too, basically just fixing the brakes on it, getting some lights working and stuff like that. And then over here I have the BMW and the Mini. Both of these cars are actually for sale now, so if anyone is interested in either of them, you can get in contact with me. So we still have to get back to the Integra to do some welding on the floor, but I can't do any work on that at the moment because over here you'll see I have a lorry in to do some work on, and this is the priority at the moment. So I'm going to pull this back in, run through with you what I'm doing with it, and then tear into it. And also I have some more cars coming in soon for restorations, so they'll all be released soon too. So the customer is looking for quite a bit of work to be done with this. I've already taken the side steps and the two-piece front bumper off it. Next I have to strip off the sheeting off the back of the truck body, and then we're going to get everything sandblasted and ready for paint. He also wanted a full valet on the inside of the cab, which we've done already. So I'm going to crack on with this now, get this stripped down and just get everything ready for painting. And just like that, that's a day's work done, stripping all the sheets off. The work continues tomorrow. Okay, it's a new day. Bit of a cold one this morning. It froze hard again last night, but cold and wet weather here, it's nothing that we're not used to. So as you can see, yesterday I got all of the sheets off the back of the lorry that I needed to take off. I'm not taking the bottom sheets off because it's fully welded around the inside of it. So what I'm going to do is just mask it all off. So the next job on the lorry is on the cab, but before we get to that, the parts for the trailer came in. So I'm going to open up this box now and fit all these parts to the trailer because I need to get that out of here. So we'll do that first and then get back to the truck. Right then, let's get this opened up. So I got all these parts from Trailer Stuff. Sweet, nice one. Also, it's worth saying you have to hand it to the delivery drivers today because half the country is shut down with ice or icy conditions, but they still managed to get my parts delivered here. So shout out to Fastway, thank you very much. Right, so here we have the brake cables. And here we have brake shoes and springs. Perfect. More brake shoes and springs. The equalizer. A separator for the brake shoes. So these are eye hooks, and the reason I'm using those are because I have detachable brake cables. So I'm going to quickly install all of these brake parts, and it's pretty straightforward. So afterwards I'll just run through everything with you to show you what I've done. Right, that's all for brake shoes on. Now we're going to set the brake adjusters. You do this simply by putting the drum and the nut back on and then tighten up the nut correctly. Then you put a socket onto the back of the bolt of the adjuster. You then continuously rotate the drum forward whilst tightening up the adjuster to the point that it catches and stops the brake drum. Once this happens, you then loosen off the adjuster bolt 180 degrees and that should be your brakes set. You know it's set correctly then because when you rotate the drum forward, there should be a slight drag on the brake shoes. Again, let's watch it one more time. So rotating it forward while tightening it up. Almost there. Okay, now we can't move the drum any further. So we're going to loosen it off 180 degrees. Okay. Now you can hear a slight drag. And that is set correctly. Also don't forget to put in your split pin leader. Okay guys, so now I have all of the work pretty much done on this trailer. I have the wheels back on. I put on the new ramp retainers on both sides, and I'll just show you underneath quickly what I done. So here's the new tandem equalizer and just your brake cables coming into the back of it. So now that the trailer is done, it's straight back to working on the lorry. Okay, so if you take a look here, this is what we're dealing with the cab. So it's gone like this on both sides. Show you the other one now quickly. So it's the same thing all the way down along this outside skin. What I'm going to do is clean the paint off it in the areas that it's affected, cut this out and then replace it with new steel. So once that's done, we'll give it a shot of primer and then some white paint as well, so it'll look as good as new. Right, it's time for an update on how I'm getting on. So I cut out all the old steel and as you can see I put in the new steel, just tacked it all in for now. So it's looking pretty good. So tomorrow we'll move on to the other side. As you can see, it's now night time, so that's today over and done with. Tomorrow's a new day. Right, it's the next day and we're still working on the truck. Now I'm going to continue cutting out all the rusted areas on the driver's side of the cab. Again, once it's cut out, I will clean all the paint off, make some templates, and then cut out the steel and tack it all back in. Afterwards then we'll weld up the whole lot together. And then after that's done, we need to get back to the truck body to start sandblasting all of these frames and get them ready for paint. So as always, I'll keep you updated on everything. And I just want to add as well, for the Integra build, I want to keep them videos as separate episodes, so they'll also come out as well as these weekly episodes, just to try and create more content and keep everything separate so you can follow things a little bit better instead of having to go through all the different videos and back and forth. But I hope you're still enjoying all of the videos. If you think I should do anything different, or you have any suggestions or anything like that, drop a comment, let me know. And I also appreciate all the likes, shares and subscriptions that I'm getting, so thank you very much for all of that. So enough of that, and back to work we go. Now I have all of the affected areas cut out. Next I'm going to clean up the inside of it and give it a touch of rust inhibitor and primer, and then I'm going to start rebuilding the outside of it again. Okay guys, now I finally have the driver's side fully tacked up. So next up I'm going to weld all of the driver's side and then go around and weld up and then go around and weld up all of the passenger side. And while I'm welding all of this side, I'm going to weld 50mm stitches in different areas until it's all completed. I'm doing this to disperse the heat, because if I was to weld this in one go from top straight to bottom, it'd put too much heat into it and it would warp it and put too much stress in all of the steel. So you just got to take your time, do it in sections, and there'll be no issues then at the end. So I'm going to plow on with this because we need to get all of this done so we can get back to working on the frame of the truck body. That's the driver's side now fully welded, and just like that another day is over. Tomorrow we will weld up the passenger side, and then there's a few other jobs that we need to get done. So I'm well ready to go home. It's freezing cold right now. So until tomorrow. Okay, so it's now Friday. It's actually mid-afternoon. Quite busy there this morning already. I actually returned the plant trailer that I was working on, that's finished, and we got another trailer in for some work, but we'll be getting to that probably next week. We also picked up some more steel to finish off the cattle trailer, so we're going to get straight back into that now and finish welding the passenger side, and then after that we're going to go along and cut the side railings off it, because we need to sandblast the inside of them too and do some slight repairs on them as well. So still a lot of work to do this week. So yeah, we just need to keep going and get everything done, because we have another lorry coming in next week, and there is definitely 3 to 4 days work in that, and also the customer needs that lorry back fairly lively because it's in use most of the time. So we really need to get this done as soon as possible. So for now, like I said, we're going to weld up this side, which should take me maybe probably have it done in about 2 hours, maybe less. and we won't bother cleaning up the wells and getting them ready for paint until we're ready to do it all. We'll do all that together. These mud guards, they still need to come off because they're being painted the same colour as everything else. As you can see, there's a small bit of a repair to do on them there, but nothing too major. And again, the front bumpers and the side steps, they still need to be prepared for paint too. So like I said, quite a bit of work to do. Less talking now and more working. I've now cleaned back all the wells and cleaned the steel. It's done on both sides now. And I also started cutting away some of the steel on the frame of the back of the truck. So that's today over. Tomorrow I'm going to hopefully get some sandblasting done and get everything else cut out. So that's all done and dusted with. And then once the sandblasting is done, it's kind of just rebuilding everything, putting paint in, welding a few things back in place, and yeah, it'll start to take shape again. So that's Friday over and done with. But we're in tomorrow anyway, so we'll see you in the morning. Okay, it's now Friday and it is almost 12 o'clock. It's been pretty much a busy morning already. As you can see by the side of the lorry, I have cut off the side rails, and then if you look under here, I've also cut out the front part of the mudguard because they were et with rust. There was holes in them everywhere, so we need to put a new sheet of metal in there. And if we go around the other side, I've pretty much done the same thing. So you can also see on this side we've cut off the railing and cut out the front of the mudguard because that had to be replaced too. Now it's coming to the end of Saturday and the end of my week. So I didn't get as much as I wanted to get done on the lorry today, as I had a car come in there a little while ago that I had to inspect for a customer. So he's gone now, but I have to get a quote together for the work that he wants done. So if he approves the quote, that's when you'll get to see the car on the channel when I'm doing the actual work. So on the lorry, I have cleaned up the areas that I'm going to be welding the new sheet of metal onto, and I have done that on both sides. So I'll get to that next. But now it's getting late on Saturday evening and I've one final job left to do, and it's this Golf. So it's just in for a starter change. It'll take about 20 minutes to do, and then that's a wrap for this week. So that's the first week of 2025 done and recorded. Plenty more of these weekly videos to come. And also, I'm going to leave you with this. There is a big announcement to come for the channel very soon. It's going to be a YouTube series. That's all I'm going to leave you with for now. I'm still working on the finer details, but I will release all of the information about that in a standalone video very soon. And on that note, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. And that's all from me. See ya.